Hey guys, it's Carl, and today I just want to do a quick video on some plants I just got in. I just received a box of plants from Tropica, maybe 15 to 20 varieties of plants. I'm not sure what's all in there, but I'm just kind of doing a little bit of an unboxing video, just show you the new plants that came in. You'll have to trust me that it came in a box because I've actually already opened it and gotten them out, but I just want to get them out, have a good look at them, and get them in the tanks and just show you what we got in. So there's the plants there. I just set them up on the shelf. So we'll start with this one. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it exactly. Leganandra Meboldi Red. Kind of like a crypt, this one, they say, but doesn't spread the same way. The more light you get on it, it turns kind of like a red leaf color. Kind of a foreground, mid-ground plant, or in a smaller tank, they say you can use it as a focal point. But yeah, interesting little plant. I've never had it before, so I'm looking forward to planting that one. What's behind there? This is Bucephalandra Pygmaea wavy green. So wavy green Bucephalandra. This is a great plant. I really like these. Super tough. It's an epiphyte, so it doesn't have to be rooted in the ground. You can glue it to wood or rocks. Usually just stuff it in the cracks and it grows up from there. But this Bucephalandra has those crinkly leaves, the bright green crinkly leaves like that. I have next, I just took them, these are all the extras. I just took one of each out of the bags to start with, but this is Anubias Petite. So this one's Anubias Barteri Petite. So again, just a really nice Anubias with small leaves. Again, epiphyte plant. You can stick it in cracks and crevices. You can glue it to stuff. You can put it in the substrate if you want, but it's good for kind of filling in those mid-ground cracks and crevices and holes, and it doesn't get huge leaves, so it's good for trying to keep like a sense of scale in smaller tanks for sure. Another Anubias. This is Anubias Barteri Augustifolia. Longer kind of arrowhead type leaves, like long skinny leaves. Not like most Anubias have kind of bigger rounder leaves, but this guy's got nice long leaves. Again, epiphyte plant that you can kind of stick in cracks and crevices or glue to things. But yeah, it gets a little taller than the petite that we just had. Next up is Anubias Barteri variety Calidifolia. Another really cool big Anubias. These have much bigger leaves than the petites and the minis, of course. Another epiphyte plant. Again, doesn't have to be rooted, doesn't have to go in soil. It can just be stuck in cracks and crevices and wood. But this is for your bigger tanks with you want some bigger leaves. Grows really, really slow. The old growth seems to be a little bit brighter on that than the new dark growth, but yeah, really nice Anubias. Sticking with the Anubias theme, we have Anubias Barteri Coffeefolia. This one, another fairly big one. This will get a good size. The new leaves on it, you can kind of see have kind of reddy brown stems. It's a little different that way. Kind of more elongated leaves. Again, epiphyte plant, cracks and crevices. Doesn't need to be in the soil at all. And then whatever, Windelov. So this is a Java fern, but it has the spiky ends. So Windelov seems to have more spikes on it than say the Trident, and the regular narrow Java fern has long pointy leaves. But this is a really, really interesting plant. Again, an epiphyte plant, so you can grow it in the soil if you want, but it does well just jammed in cracks and crevices and into rocks and into driftwood. And kind of a theme going on here tonight. I got lots of epiphyte plants. I should have maybe got some more stem type plants. What do we got here? Another Anubias. Anubias gracilis. This is a really nice one. Long stems with the little long elongated leaves. I really, really like this one. Kind of reddy colors in the stems too. I just like the tall stems with the leaves on top. I think it looks really, really good. Again, total epiphyte plant. You can stick it in cracks and crevices. You can plant it. Really, really versatile plant. And super hardy, and it grows really, really slow, but super hardy. You can hardly kill that stuff. All right, I got a Bucephalandra. Yeah, Bucephalandra species red. Look at that. What an awesome plant. You can see the red in the stems. Kind of a little bit of a wavy leaf, not like the wavy green, but you see the new growth with that red on it. Again, epiphyte plant. Stick it in the cracks and crevices. Really nice for scale. Like in your smaller tanks, this can work as it looks bigger than it is in a smaller tank. Doesn't get huge, super slow growing again. But yeah, really, really like this plant. And it looks like behind there is the Kadang. So this is Bucephalandra Kadang. Kadangang. I'm not sure how you say that. I'm probably butchering these names, but look at that one. What an awesome plant. Look at the red in it. So super dark leaves with the red. Really, really, really like this one. Again, super versatile. You can plant it in the substrate. You can plant it in cracks and crevices. You can glue it to rocks. You can glue it to wood. It's just an awesome plant. I love all these Bucephalandras. They're really, really versatile. Finally, a stem plant. I didn't do a lot of stem plants. I probably should have done some more for this order, but this one I'm going to struggle with. Ceratopterus thalictoroides. Something like that. Anyways, really, this is another one I have not had before, but look at the leaves. Really interesting. Kind of like a wisteria type leaf, but I really like this one. So it's like a stem plant. It's going to need lots of light. It's going to grow up nice and tall. Yeah, interesting new plant. So there's all the potted stuff done, and I do have some of the tissue cultures. We'll go have a look at all those over there. So those are the tanks the plants are going to go in. These are my little planted cubes. I don't know if you saw the videos where I built these tanks, but that's the 7-gallon cube. My little shrimp. Crystals are doing awesome. There's a mono shrimp in there that are all buried up carrying eggs, but I don't think they're going to hatch. I think they need brackish water, but I actually had to trim back the Monte Carlo ground cover there. It was too thick. And when it gets too thick, it can start to die off underneath. So I had trimmed it down quite a bit. But there's the first cube I ever did. Of course, I've made lots of changes since I first made it. Got some hair algae growing in here. I'm going to have to get that cleaned up, but looking pretty good. But yeah, on to the tissue cultures. So here's all the tissue cultures. Unfortunately, I put them out earlier today, and of course some customers grabbed some of them, so I'm down to one of the Bucephalandras. But this is the Bucephalandra Kedagang that I showed you earlier, the dark green leaves. I have the potted version, and this is the tissue culture version, but dark green leaves with the red stems. Really nice Bucephalandra. Again, epiphyte, stick it in cracks and crevices, glue it in. Sagittarius subulata, a taller grassy, kind of a mid-ground to background grassy type plant. Spreads really quick actually, this stuff. And the next is Blixa japonica. This is one I haven't had recently. It's another grassy plant, kind of a taller carpeting type plant. So maybe even like a mid-ground carpeting, fine grassy leaves like that. Really wavy leaves, like they're really soft, and current moves them around really nicely. But yeah, it gets taller than most ground cover, so it's a good kind of mid-range ground cover, or in really, really big tanks. I see one of these is gone now too, but Rotala atra. Now this is, it looks really green right now, but you can see in the picture how red it gets. I have this growing in other tanks, and I love this one. This is a really, really nice Rotala, and the brighter the light is, the better the red becomes, and really good as a background kind of plant, filling in space and gets nice and tall in the background. So I'll move those over there. And then my Chrysanthemum tweedii Monte Carlo. This is my favorite carpeting plant. This stuff here with the fine leaves. You'll see in those cube tanks, I used it for the ground cover in those cube tanks. Definitely need CO2 for this one. But yeah, carpet's really, really nice. I really, really like that one. Makes a nice, fine, low carpet. But again, I just learned I had to do it in my own tanks. You got to keep it trimmed down, because if it gets too thick, the stuff underneath starts to die off, and then it can lift your whole mat up. So make sure you trim it down when it gets really thick carpet. Vescularia ferrii weeping. So weeping moss. It's like a Java moss, but this is the weeping version. So instead of kind of growing up, it kind of cascades down as it grows, so it can kind of flow down off of rocks and wood and stuff. It's probably one of my favorite mosses. I really, really like that one. Just the shape and the texture as it kind of coats its way and kind of crawls its way down rocks instead of going up. It kind of just coats its way down and has the kind of ferny out projections. Really, really like this one. And then Christmas moss. So again, Vescularia Montague Christmas. I know I'm butchering these names, but Christmas moss has those nice little Christmas tree fronds on it. They come out to a point, but it has like a Christmas tree shape. Grows out really good. Again, I've used it in lots of tanks. Really, really like this moss, dude. So I'll get those plants put in the tank now, and then I'll just give you a kind of overview of how they look when they're actually in the water and in the tank. So I hope you enjoyed that quick little video on these plants. It's just fun for me to kind of show you the new stuff we got in. Even if you're not local, it's fun to see these different plants. And if you're local, be sure to stop by and check them out. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you'll subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.